Hello YouTube, my name is Plazookas. Today I'm going to react to a clip on the Asmongold channel entitled Most Controversial Clip on the Internet Right Now. And if you think that that's deja vu, well, there's many clip videos that are entitled this. Apparently he reuses this title for different things that happen chronologically throughout his streams. So this one's like a surprise for me. I don't know what I'm reacting to, but apparently it's pretty good. Or pretty disgusting or offensive or whatever else, but we're gonna find out. Let's dig in.
If Nickmercs actually was the sponsors. Oh, Nick, yeah, I saw this. So Nickmercs probably in a bad mood because you know you see where he's at.
Nick, the transphobe struggling against the trans game. There's no such thing as trans people. That's not.
All right, I do know this. I've touched on this a little bit on one of my reaction videos with Nickmercs, talking about the fact that he doesn't actually believe trans people exist, which he doubled down on recently, saying that he believes that still.
Something that you created. So have fun with your little dreamland, but that's just not even real.
I want to see Asmongold's reaction to this and see what his take is, because he's reacting to this. You would assume he's going to provide some opinion.
Let me break it down for you, right? Penis, dude. Vagina, girl. Done. Come in here with that fucking trans. Nick, the trans.
Anyway, what was so crazy to me about this is that whenever I went and I looked at all the comments on this, everybody is supporting Nick. Fucking
yeah, you know why? Sheepist, herdist, cultish, whatever-ish mentality. And when he doubled down on it recently on his stream after the Dr. Disrespect controversy, they were all with him too. And it was like that right-wing propagandized freaking rhetoric that is toxic as fuck and that does not want or allow for any other forms of thought. You know, you have to be a devout Christian with very I don't even know, traditional views, traditional perspectives, even though they themselves are hypocrites to the 10th degree, and they cannot hold themselves to the same standard that they want everybody else to be. It's just not sustainable. It's not obtainable.
everybody is.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Like, this whole culture that we exist in now is, you know, the pile-on of the cult of personality.
Supporting him. Is the public perception changing? No, I don't think the public perception is changing. I think that this opinion that Nick has is extremely common. Now, you can't say this on social media in a lot of cases.
Right. And because it is hate speech, ultimately, and although I am a big proponent of freedom of speech in the First Amendment, and I think things should be allowed and not be banned or muted to some extent, I understand why it is as well. Like, I get it.
But just because you can't say something on social media doesn't mean that people don't think it.
Yeah, that is the problem. And we do need to actually get to what people think and try to fix those problems. Like, and we're not going to get that if we just continue to ignore it, to ban it, delete it. We have to start talking about it. We have to start educating people as to why there are people who feel like they need to transition. There's a reason why. It's not entirely mental health or entirely because they're crazy, or there's many layers here.
Because, like, Nick probably always thought this, but he wasn't really saying it a whole lot. And then, do you remember whenever people rallied together and got him kicked off of, like, the Activision thing with, like, playing Call of Duty or having a skin in Call of Duty? He said something about, like, he didn't want, like, some, like, activists, like, dealing with kids. If I polled the American population of parents, how many parents would want their kids learning about, like, LGBT stuff in elementary school? I think that is a minority opinion.
Yeah, of course. yeah, that's not the only opinion that they have about sex ed or contraceptives or anything else. Like, we are very regressive in our progressive agenda in trying to like just educate people. Like, God forbid we just try to like give kids the best advice. Not obviously kindergarten through like obviously this age group is insane. There shouldn't be any need for that in these age groups.
So how is it that Nickmercs got canceled for that? He lost brand deals, opportunities, and
Yeah, and so he said, "Why not? Let's go, go all in at that rate, right? You've already lost a lot, so you might as well just double down."
sponsorships, all for that thing that is an opinion that is held by the majority of the American parent population. I think that happening.
Yeah, but the narrative that it's happening at that level, even though you have like examples where there are drag or LGBTQA plus pride events in these grades, like it's not very common.
Is what caused this to happen. I think that if that had never happened to Nick probably wouldn't be saying this, and he probably wouldn't be as outspoken about it as he is. But because people tried to demonize him for saying something that I think the majority of parents agree with, now it radicalized him. And now we're here. Excuses is turning an ally into an enemy in the name of outrage over reason. Bro, has there ever been a bigger fucking true? Turning an ally into an enemy in the name of outrage over reason. That is a fucking fact.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. An interesting take, although I don't disagree necessarily that, you know, these kind of things should be taught at that level. I don't agree with that. I do think that there is, I do think that there are, you know, I think there's a limit to where we need to like say, okay, what should we be teaching our kids at a certain grade level? So if you're in 5th grade, how old are you then? You're like what, 10? Cuz okay, so you're 14 if you're a freshman. I mean, obviously people are 13, people are 15, I guess, cuz they can get held back a couple of years. So that means you're 13, 12, 11, yeah, you're like 10 at 5th grade. I'm sure there's some people experiencing puberty at 10, but it's not that many. So do you need to have this conversation as a whole in a 5th grade class? Probably not. And what does LGBTQA plus really? I know it's more than sex, and I know it's more than gender. But in reality, that's exactly what it's going to entail eventually, is that. So why do you need to teach that to people under the age of 5th grade? 6th grade, you get into 11-year-olds. There's more possibility for puberty. And at that rate, you do need to start doing something. It should be always the parents' responsibility, but we've obviously failed at that as well as a country. You know, not every parent does what they're supposed to do with their children. That has become extremely clear. So that's the unfortunate aspect of this. But trans people are people. Okay, they do exist. There's a reason why they exist, and if you're just going to demonize them, to discredit them, to disparage them, then you yourself are no better than the people that you're criticizing. You need to look at yourself as well. Look in the mirror, my friend, okay? Because whatever you think about those people, you are that reflection, in my opinion. My name is Blizzard. If you like this content, like, subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.